So I got a chance to play this new FPS called Alara Prime, which on the surface looks like a million different games that we have all played before. But trust me when I say this one's different. Most gamers love comparisons, so let's just get that out of the way. Alara Prime is the abominated combination of Valorant, CSGO, Rainbow Six, and 9 to 5. And although that doesn't sound like that could work, it actually does. I was invited to a closed NA playtest the other day to get some hands-on with the game and playing with other content creators, and it was really fun. You have 3 teams of 4, 2 of which are attacking while 1 defends. If you win 2 rounds, you win what they call a cycle, and your team needs 2 cycles to win. You need to win 4 rounds to win the game. Your objective, capturing the uplink point and holding it until the uplink is completed. So like I said, you need to win 4 rounds to win the game, but every round switches who defends and who attacks. It's a class-based game with classes like Assault, Infiltrator, Medic, and Support. The game also features a loadout customization allowing you to take 3 gadgets based on your class. Things like cloaking devices, smokes, flashes, fog walls to block vision wherever you put it, while 3 teams battle it out in these arena-like, corridor-style maps with flank points and multiple paths to take to an objective. Now, none of this sounds original, and I get it. The online sentiment nowadays is every game needs to be unique and bring something new to the table. You know what this game brought for me? Working lobby systems, great hit registration, and a ton of fun for the 3 hours that I put in on a Thursday. If that's not unique in 2023, I don't know what is. Now, truth be told, I know this isn't going to be everyone's cup of tea, but since playing the game, I haven't stopped thinking about it. I've been diving back into games like Rainbow Six Siege recently, and with how dated that game is now, I'm still having fun. But Alara Prime gave me a different satisfaction, even though it's still in pre-alpha. Now, if you guys did miss the stream, hey, I stream right here on YouTube. We're always playing different FPSs, talking about gaming news, and trying new experiences like this when the opportunities show themselves. So if you guys haven't yet, turn on the notification bell so you can get notified for when I go live or when I upload. I was just going to leave you guys with some gameplay, but I actually want to talk a little bit more about what this game has to offer and where I think it needs to go in the future in order for it to be successful. In this playtest, we were able to play 2 different maps. One of them was like a fully fleshed out, textured, built map called Mansion. It plays really well. There's a lot of different flank routes. It's very claustrophobic in certain areas and hallways, and I actually really enjoyed it once I got used to the flow of the map. We also played a white box environment. I can't remember what the name of the map was, but just seeing how they're testing out different mechanics and doorways and hallways and just seeing how they build different flows to these environments, it's actually coming together pretty well. Now, where I think this game is going to struggle a little bit is in its post-launch support, or, you know, whatever their early access is. Basically, after the game comes out and is available for public play testing, what comes next? Because right now the loadout system in the game is not economy based. It's not like Counter-Strike, it's not like Valorant. You pick your gadgets and you go. Meaning this is a game where you were given everything at your disposal right up front. There's also no progression. There's nothing going on. Now, granted, again, pre-alpha, but I actually don't know what their plans are moving forward to facilitate post-launch content and keep people playing this game. Where it's at right now, their loadout system isn't enough to keep people attracted unless they do things like ranked mode, which I think this game is ripe for a ranked playlist where you can actually like level up a la, you know, Rainbow Six or Counter-Strike. The thought of playing this game in a ranked capacity excites me greatly. And on the content front, when it comes to new classes and new weapons and new gadgets, they're going to need to invest heavily in post-launch content support for things like that to keep people engaged in the gameplay loop. It's fun. Their core gameplay is almost perfect. But like I said, where this game is going to struggle, or where they need to start focusing when this game is getting ready to launch, is what comes next. Another thing I think they're going to struggle with is differentiating this game enough from games like Valorant and CSGO. In this video here, I've explained it is very comparable to a lot of different games. That being said, the features that they've pulled from each of these games, we haven't seen combined in an experience like this. You can take a little bit of 9 to 5 with the 3 teams kind of battling over objectives. You can take a little bit from Valorant with the way that you kind of need to stand still and it's not a really run and gun movement game. Take a little bit from CS with the bomb plant game mode, a little bit from Rainbow with things like breach charges and the gadgets and the drones. And it's this conglomerate of all of these different features just thrown into this game, but they pick the best features of all of those games and it plays really well. But how do you get over the hump of gamers sitting there going, oh, it's just another Valorant clone? Like, I know there's going to be people in this comment section saying exactly that. You can't. Gamers are going to shit on it regardless, and I already know that. So one of the things that these guys have to keep in mind moving forward is, how do you get through that hump? How do you get through that comparison toxicity that plagues gaming nowadays? I have to compare these games because some people are just going to say it's a Valorant clone. Some people are going to say it's a Rainbow Six clone. Some people are going to say it's a Counter-Strike clone. It's none of those things. So that's one thing I want the developers to keep in mind moving forward. You're going to have those comparisons. It's going to be a bitch, and you need to market yourselves in a way where you can explain why you're different, why you do certain things better, and why people should play your game over these other titles. It's an uphill climb, and I hope that they can pull that off. I think the game is in a really good spot for a pre-alpha. It has some of the best FPS mechanics that I've seen in a long time, and I'm not usually a Valorant style player. Valorant, it seems like it punishes you for moving at all. This game has a little bit of leeway. You can kind of crouch shoot. I love crouch drop shotting people, so it just plays right into my play style. The hip fire in this game is a disaster right now. It's all over the place. We were doing some testing in their training grounds. It's almost impossible to use unless you're 10 feet away from somebody. And the thing is again, I know that game, and I know that game style isn't going to appeal to everybody on this channel, and it is what it is. I think these guys are doing a lot of good things. I think they have a core gameplay loop that is different enough from all of these other titles, but can still play in the same ring as all of those titles. And I'm curious to see how this game is going to move forward in the future. I'm talking with the devs. I'm trying to get more playtests going. I'm poking the bear, trying to be like, come on, like, let us back in, because honestly, this is the only game that I'm thinking about right now. Granted, it is pretty dry in the FPS space, but Alara Prime has given me a feeling that I haven't had in a long time. And obviously, around the corner, you guys know we have Counter-Strike 2 coming out, which I'm actually excited to see what that actually is going to be. The rumor mill is just swirling, and we don't have any concrete information, but I'm glad to see that there's some FPSs that we can actually talk about in this industry. And another thing that people don't know is the people making Alara Prime are former DICE developers. Just like the finals with Embark Studios, Fall Damage is founded by former Battlefield and DICE developers. So we have some AAA veterans touching this game as well. And that excites me because it's clear that they're seeing a trend of highly, skilled and high skill ceiling competitive shooters, and they want to throw their hat in the ring, and I love that. If Alara Prime is interesting to you, leave a comment down below and let me know what you guys think of the gameplay here. And as always, my name is Big Fry. I like to cover everything from indie FPS all the way up to the AAAs and everything in between. Thank you guys for watching. Shout out to the 309,000 subscribers on this channel. And I'll see you on the next one.